cohort 11 of the Lilly Leadership Institute. Today I'm talking to Drew Lakin, who is a junior computer science student, also from cohort 11 of the Institute. We will be discussing some of the topics brought up in a podcast from the McKinsey Global Institute called Generative AI, How Will It Affect Future Jobs and Workflows? So the first question I have for you, Drew, is why is everyone talking about generative AI? Why is it such a big deal?
Well, COVID-19 had kind of shifted the labor market back in the early 2020 and 2021. There's a lot of disruption and remote work became a lot more common. And so that was one of the major contributing factors to the early popularity of some of these AI tools. AI has been around for a while, but um, in that time frame, with the disruption in the labor market, it started to become a lot more popular in dealing with some labor shortages. Looking back, there's about 9 to 10% of jobs every decade that were net new occupations. So these are jobs that hadn't existed before. And so it was kind of an inevitable shift, but COVID-19 was definitely a contributing factor in it.
Okay. And what should people expect about the future of jobs as the use of AI continues to grow?
Well, the impact of generative AI could automate almost 10% of tasks in the US economy. And there would be like an estimated increase of about 700,000 net zero jobs. These are jobs that have a net zero carbon emission. So, jobs in renewable energy and green resources, which is a huge step forward in environmental progress. Um, and yeah, I think it'll be a very positive thing for the future, but it'll change a lot of the ways we work.
Okay, so going off that, how might AI affect disadvantaged groups within the workforce?
Yeah, so there can be some ups and downs when it comes to how AI might affect different groups within a workforce. So, for example, women are 50% more likely to be in an occupation that might have more disruption because of AI. So, in customer service or sales. And so we might want to see federal programs to kind of help manage this so that there's not certain groups that are disproportionately impacted by this AI transition. As well, like people in lower wage jobs, there might be more automation in those kind of roles. And so we have to be careful about how we embrace AI so that it doesn't kind of push these people out of their jobs. They can adapt to new roles. And I think that's going to be important into the future of how we use AI.
So do you think AI can improve diversity within the workforce? And how do you think that can happen?
Yeah, so when we're talking about like this disruption in the workforce that AI is going to cause, a lot of people are going to have different jobs than what they were looking at years ago. But I think this could end up being a positive thing. There have been, 50% more occupational transitions in the last 3 years that have resulted in workers having disproportionately higher wage roles. And so this is pushing people who, wouldn't have had those kind of roles into higher paying roles, which is always a good thing. Um, and so I think with this shift up, there's a lot of opportunity for people to kind of upskill themselves and progress into new spaces that they haven't been into before.
Okay. And so then the last question I have for you is what do you think we as students should do to prepare for the future with the increased AI technology?
Yeah, so since it's going to change a lot of the ways we work, I think a big thing is going to be, how do you be adaptable? How do you learn new skills kind of on the fly and stay up to date with technology? You know, um, there might be particular skills like writing and like programming if you do software development that might have some degree of automation to them. But if you can stay on top of how to use AI to kind of augment that work that you do, and if you're always learning new skills and staying on top of the latest technology trends, I think you can definitely stay on top and really be a competitive worker for the future.
Okay, thank you so much, Drew.
Thank you.